Great day, family. Outside with it today. Gonna do some calisthenics, pull-ups, chin-ups. Might throw in a few muscle-ups in there. Definitely do some dips and push-ups. Let's go. Well, I got my old Morpho vest on today. Weighted vest, 10 pounds. Evenly distributed throughout the whole vest. Gonna get some good work in today. Sometimes I don't like to go inside the gym. I like to be outside, you know, get some fresh air. And let my body do the work. And get away from the weights get away from the weights sometimes. You understand? Oh yeah, this feel good. Yeah, this thing feel good. All right, so what you see, like these little circles, is the weight on the front and the back. So it's evenly distributed. And what I like about it is that it's stable, right? It's hugging my body. I can make it tighter with these strings, or I can make it looser. All right, so, you know, some weight vests, I'm not gonna say all, when you put it on, it's moving, right? It's not staying still. You can't really tighten it. So that's what I like about this. Stick it to me, almost as if it's part of me. All right, so I'm gonna start off with pull-ups, do 50 pull-ups, 50 dips. Then I'm gonna transition to probably some chin-ups and some push-ups. Ooh-wee. Feeling this thing. Oh yeah. Listen, if you want results, you gotta put that work in. There's no other way around it. On the other side of the work is your results. So no work, no results. Matter of fact, the results that you're getting, or the results that's not to your liking, or if you have unfavorable results, it's probably due to your work or lack thereof. So no work equals the results that you may not want. Put the work in, and more than likely it's going to result into the results that you do want. What's up, Mom? I'm doing good. How are you? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I received the letter. Yeah, but I'm not home. Yeah, I'm not home. she's sleeping. I can send it to you when I get home. Huh? I can send it to you when I get home. Is everything okay? Hello? Hey, no work, no results. Or you get what you get with the work or lack thereof that you put in or don't put in. All right, so again, I'm on this push and pull, doing pull-ups and doing dips. Another thing, on the other side of consistency is your results. On the other side of your commitment is results. On the other side of being patient is results. All right, listen, let's go back to consistency. If you're not consistent, then guess what? It's gonna take you a lot longer for you to reach your goal. Or you might not reach it at all because you're inconsistent. But if you're consistent, if you're consistently doing the things that's in alignment with your desired result, you're gonna get it. You will reach that goal. All right? There's no way you won't reach that goal. If you're consistent with doing the right things, if you're doing the right things consistently, if you're in alignment with your desired result, you're gonna reach it. You're gonna accomplish your goal. However, on the flip side, if you're not consistent, if you're inconsistent, then you're more than likely not gonna reach your goal. You're more than likely not gonna attain that desired result that you've been looking to reach. All right? So you gotta be consistent. If you're not consistent, it's not happening. It will happen if you stay consistent. Right? Now, the other thing, on the other side of commitment, is results. Probably should be commitment first, then be consistent. But nonetheless, if you're not committed to the process, if you're not committed to the goal, if you're not committed to your desired result, then it's not likely that you're gonna reach that goal. It's not likely that you're gonna attain that desired result. It's not likely that your body's gonna transform. It's not likely that you're gonna drop that body fat. It's not likely that you're gonna get rid of that tie around your waist. It's not likely that you're gonna get back into your old clothes. It's not likely if you're not committed. All right, so you got to be committed to the result. You got to be committed to your desired outcome. You got to be committed, more importantly, to the process, day in and day out, even when you don't feel like it. You got to be committed. All right, there's going to be days that you're going to be tired. You have to be committed. There's gonna be days that you don't feel like doing it. You have to be committed. There's gonna be days that you don't feel like eating healthy. You get to be committed. There's gonna be days you don't feel like going to the gym, going for that walk. You get to be committed if you want to reach said result. Make sense? Back to this pull, fourth set. All right, so you gotta be committed. There's days I don't feel like coming out here or going to the gym. There's days I don't feel like going for that walk. There's days I don't feel like, eating healthy all the time, right? And I don't, but more often than not, I'm committed to the process because I know where I want to go. I know where I want to be. I know how I want to look. I know how I want to feel. I have a goal in mind. I have a result that I want to attain. Got it? Here we go, fourth set. All right, so you gotta be committed. So first you gotta be consistent, or committed, then consistent. And the other thing is you gotta be patient. I know a lot of times we want it right now. We want that thing like yesterday. But unfortunately, that's not how it works. And put it this way, you didn't gain 10 pounds overnight. You didn't gain 20 pounds overnight. You didn't gain 30 plus pounds overnight. You actually gained that over time. So guess what? It's gonna take you time to lose that 10, 20, 30 pounds over time. That's just what it is. I know you probably think you woke up 30 pounds heavy. No. That's not what happened. It happened over time. You let yourself go and you accumulated the weight over time. So in order for you to find yourself or get back to where you want to be, you got to be willing to be patient and know that you're going to reach your desired result or reach that goal over time. All right, family, so you got to be patient. On the other side of patience is results. If you lack the patience, you will have a hard time reaching your goal. Right? So you gotta be patient. You get to be patient. Simple. Well, simple, but not easy. I get it. Right? Again, we live in a microwave society. We live in a world where everything is instant. We want instant gratification. Right? In some cases, you get that. Right? If you wanna satisfy a craving, right? You go to your favorite bakery shop, you go to the store, get your favorite candy, right? And you satisfy that craving that you want instantly. However, when it comes to losing that weight, building that lean muscle, improving your health markers, it takes patience. It does. All right, so you was patient. When you got out of shape, you was patient about it. When you gained all the weight, you was patient about it. When your health deteriorated, you was patient about it. So if you want everything to flip, and they will, but only if you remain patient. All right, fam, so you gotta be committed, you gotta be consistent, and you have to be patient. All right, and then we're gonna wrap it up with one more. I touched on it in the beginning, but I'll wrap it up with One more. I gotta harp on it or talk about it, because for some reason we feel like we gonna get what we want by doing nothing. At least some of us do. I'm not saying all of us, but nothing equals nothing. Something equals something. All right, so here we go. All right, so the last thing we talked about, being committed to the process, being consistent, being patient, and last and certainly not least is you got to put that work in. I think that's how I started it, right? You have to put that work in. Again, the reason why you are where you are in terms of how you look, how you feel, how you perform, is because of the work or the lack thereof. Right? So again, if you want to reverse your weight gain, if you want to look better, if you want to perform better, if you want to feel better, you got to put the work in. And that work could look like going for a walk for 15 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, right? That work could be going to the gym 2 or 3 times a week, or just start off once a week just to get back into a routine. That work could be cutting out fast food 3 to 4 times a week, and you only eat out 2 to 3 times a week, right? That work could be going to the park doing a workout. That work could be or look like you doing some form of intermittent fasting, right? Or a detox or a cleanse, whatever the case may be. But you got to put that work in. Not saying that you got to go to the gym 5-6 days a week. Not saying that you got to go walk every day for 3 hours. Not saying that you got to eat clean 7 days a week, even though that would be best. However, you got to put some type of work in to get to where you want to be. Does that make sense? All right, so you got to put that work in. I'm not telling you anything that I'm not doing. Listen, I want to drop a few pounds. I want to increase my muscle mass. I want to work on my mobility. I want to be a little bit more flexible. I got to put the work in. All right, so I'm not telling you something. I'm not telling you anything that I'm not doing. All right, so got to put that work in, family. Simple, but not easy. However, it's simple. Got to put that work in. All right, the same way you expect to get paid every week or every 2 weeks is why. It's because you put that work in. All right, try missing work for a week or 2 weeks and see if you get a paycheck in a week or 2. Try it out. You won't, because you know the outcome of that. You know that if you don't go to work, you don't clock in, you don't get paid. All right, you don't go to work, right? You're not at them people's job. No money, no paycheck. That's the result of it, because you didn't go to work. So guess what? Right? You want your body to transform? You want to get rid of that stubborn belly fat? Right? You want your arms to look nice. You want to have a nice back. Right, fellas? You want a nice chest, nice arms. Ladies, nice legs. Right? You want your clothes to fit a certain way. You want to feel a certain way. You want to move a certain way. Guess what? Got to put that work in. No work, no results. Put that work in, get the results that you want. Got me? All right. Chin ups now. I'm doing some chin ups. Got to put that work in, fam. Really that simple. Got to put that work in, family. You have to. I wish I tell you could go to sleep tonight, wake up the next morning, and voila, you got your dream body. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. All right. Now, there are quick fixes. I'm very aware of that. Some of you don't have the patience. Some of you don't want to commit to the process that long. Some of you don't want to be consistent. All right. Some of you don't want to put that work in, and you take the quick route or a faster route, and you go do what you got to do, nipped, tucked, so on and so forth, to have your dream body. Now, I'm pro working out, right? I'm pro that you can get the body that you want by putting the work in. However, I also know that there's some individuals who don't have the patience, right? Who don't want to be committed, who's not consistent, who don't want to put the work in, and they got to take an alternative route to get the results that they want, right? But even if you do that, even when you do that, guess what? You got to do something to maintain it, right? So guess what? You still got to put the work in to maintain the body that you paid for. All right, again, no shade. At the end of the day, you get to do what you want. You get to do what's best for you. And I also know that there's some people who do it because they need that extra assistance, right? I get it, right? Sometimes you get to a place where you have to do it, right? But even when you do that, guess what? You have to put the work in to maintain it, right? You can't just lay around and not expect for the weight to come back on, not expect for you to lose the body that you just quote unquote pay for again. All right, so you got to put that work in nonetheless. Push-ups now. Keeping it simple today. Pull-ups, dips, chin-ups, push-ups. Like I said, I might sneak in a few muscle-ups. Who knows? Who knows? But again, fam, you got to put the work in if you want to achieve a desired result. So again, remember these 4 things. Be committed to the process. Be consistent during that process. Be patient during that process. And last but not least, put in the work during that process. All right, family, if you found this useful, please like, share, and subscribe. All right, till next time. Peace. Love.